to send the Thunder home. Lillard, long-range three.
Welcome, everyone. Episode 53 of CO Sports Talk has arrived, and the Super Bowl just happened. We're here to give you every insight on that, give you the recap, break it all down with a special guest. Thayer is coming on. He's we've known him since middle school, so we've known him for a while, and he's been eager to come on. So we're excited to have him on, and we'll break down some NBA All-Star stuff as well. We'll break down everything, man. We're here to break down if anything in the world of sports. So yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I am as well. It's crazy the Rams won a Super Bowl, but we'll get right into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, hope everyone's having a great Sunday.
Yep. We'll see if they're in this. Let's get it rolling.
Our Super Bowl. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we just witnessed Super Bowl 56. Can't believe it's already been 56. But the Rams defeated the Bengals 23-20. The Rams are crowned NFL champions. Thayer and I are Niners fans, all of us are Patriots fans. None of us really have allegiances to either team. But I think the Rams probably were the better team. They deserved it. Obviously, great season for the Bengals. But Thayer, since you're, the new one here, and by the way, it's 12 o'clock a.m. for Thayer right now. So shout out to him joining us from the East Coast. But Thayer, what were
yes, sir. I mean, at the end of the day, I really think the better team won. Granted, the Bengals had opportunities throughout that game. Looking at the numbers now, it's interesting. I mean, the team with 2 turnovers won the game. The team with none lost. So when you look at the numbers, this game really should have gone to the Bengals in that sense. The time of possession was pretty even. Average yards per play, the Bengals won. So the fact that the Rams were able to pull this out is quite interesting when you just look at the stat sheet. I will say, but Burrow kind of did all he could do, with that pass rush. Zach Taylor, though, he kind of fell apart at the end. I didn't love his play calls towards the end of the game. That the fact that he threw it on 4th and 1 was kind of mind-boggling to me. If you are going to throw it, why you're looking, 10 yards across the middle? Like if you are going to throw it, fine. But I look towards doing like a check down or something like that, or finding either Mixon or one of their other backs in the flat or something along the lines of that. So it was kind of a failure at the end for what was an incredibly well-coached game, I think, by Zach Taylor. So,
yeah, I mean, like you said, usually the team that wins the turnover battle will win the game. That's proven by the numbers. But yeah, I think both teams, had their pros and their cons in this game. But the Rams just did enough to come on top. And I think neither running game could really get established, especially the Rams. Mixon wasn't bad, but Henderson and Michelle couldn't really get it going, and Akers obviously. That's a pretty good tandem back there in LA. But Cooper Kupp, he was outstanding per usual, and him and Matthew Stafford just continued to be on the same page, and they're clicking. And I thought the disappearance of or the absence of Odell Beckham would hurt them more than it did. But having someone like Cooper Kupp who you can rely on, in the absence of Tyler Higbee as well, I think hurt them in the passing game. So, they were down to their two of their 3 leading receivers, and, Cooper Kupp stepped up as he does. And I thought Van Jefferson did his job. And so I thought that it was just a balanced attack from the Rams, and, they came out on top. I think they were the better team. I don't think anyone argued they had more talent, but the Bengals were white hot, and that's what made this a very intriguing matchup. But yeah, Rams did enough to win this game.
Yeah, and I thought, it almost didn't even feel like the Super Bowl at one point. I was like, geez,
yeah, facts.
The Rams just won, but like that last play was almost like anticlimactic. Like we were expecting a lot, 4th and 1 that just kind of ended abruptly. It was a strange ending to the game in the NFL season. Yeah. That 4th and 1.
I'd like to bring up one point here. Stafford did throw 2 picks, but they don't win that game without Matt Stafford. Look, they had no run game at all. Cam Akers led the Rams in rushing. He had 21 yards, 13 carries for 21 yards. So he was shut down. So without Matt Stafford, they don't win that game. He made some nice throws. He missed some too. I forget who he exactly had, but he missed one in the end zone pretty late in the game. And then I know,
of course,
Van
Jefferson.
Pick, right. Well, the pick one was deflected, but the pick where he took a shot on that 50-50 ball and came up short. So he did make some not so good throws, but at the same time, look, he threw for 3 touchdowns and 283 yards. So you got to give the guy some credit.
And that Bengals pass rush was also relentless. Both pass rushes impressed me tonight. You know, Trey Henderson was causing constant pressure, but I thought that for the most part, until the end of the fourth quarter, the Bengals did a really good job harnessing Aaron Donald. The Rams knew they couldn't, send too much pressure because they didn't want to leave, one of their corners on either 3 of those really good receivers. So they sent 4 most of the game, and that allowed them to double team Donald. So I thought they did a pretty good job on Aaron Donald and that pass rush for the most part. But I think, both teams were sending a lot of pressure, and I think that affected both teams.
Yeah, I think they silenced Donald until the end. He was a kind of an enforcer. However, I mean, back to Stafford, I thought Stafford played well. And Oliver, we've been talking about this the entire year. The Rams went all in. They put everything into the next 2 years. And I remember we said this on maybe our 3rd episode ever, that the trade was worth it if they win in the next 2 years. And it was officially worth it today, winning the Super Bowl, the ultimate goal. So congrats to the Rams. The trade for Stafford was 100% worth it. They won that trade of Goff and Stafford. I think we can declare. Cooper Kupp was great. Again, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns. And I actually thought Mixon was pretty good. He had a few nice runs.
He was good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
And
he averaged over 4 yards a carry. I mean,
the
guy was good.
The Bengals need to hold their heads high because they had a really good season. Young QB.
They'll be back.
But in OBJ, that sucks, man. I think he probably, I'm just speculating, maybe towards ACL again. So that looks bad.
That was a bummer. Yeah. I would like to touch on the pass rush with the Bengals and just kind of the whole, theory behind the pass rush in today's game, like we saw tonight. It's offensive lines have never been worse and defensive lines have never been better. So you need a mobile quarterback. Many classify Stafford as a pocket passer, which I agree with, but he can move. I mean, we saw a couple times tonight. He used his legs a little bit. I mean, he's no Mahomes or Lamar, but he could get outside the pocket, unlike Jimmy Garoppolo. So I guess that trade that the Rams made ended up being a good one as we witnessed tonight.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Stafford's sneaky mobile. He'll catch you by surprise.
Absolutely.
He doesn't get into the end zone. I mean, I was surprised when he had the 2 rushing touchdowns this postseason. They're his first since in 6 years. But he can definitely escape the pocket.
Yeah. And there's rumors Sean McVay may retire. So I mean,
whatever. I was about to ask about the Aaron Donald thing too.
What's that?
Oh, he said that if he wins tonight, that he's accomplished enough in his career and he may retire.
I mean, people don't realize it's not like football's their entire lives. They have kids, a family. I mean, once you win a Super Bowl, you can just go enjoy the rest of your life, hang your head, and end on a good note. I mean,
unless you're Tom Brady who wants to win 7, but unless you're
the best of all time.
Yeah,
I will say. I was gonna say I think Aaron Donald's already in the conversation for best defensive player of all time.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably have.
I don't know about that. Lawrence Taylor, Deion Sanders. I don't know.
I think he'll put Aaron Donald up there.
He's very talented. I'll give you that.
It takes a toll on your life being there from August. I mean, actually earlier because training camp and OTAs, whatever, all the way to February if you make the Super Bowl. So makes sense. But another good NFL season. Congrats to the Rams.
Yeah, this season was awesome. I mean, there were so many close games. When's the last time we watched a bad football game, guys?
Yeah, really. I mean,
conference championships games, good. Divisional round games, good.
Amazing.
And the Super Bowl, good. I mean,
probably the Patriots-Bills wild card game.
That was one. Okay, that game was poor. Were there any other poor?
I didn't find the Rams-Cardinals game that interesting either.
Yeah, no, that was a blowout. But besides those two games, this was really an exciting both
It was a
regular
great.
season
This
and
was a great
postseason.
playoffs. Yeah, it was a
Yeah,
great. This was
this
a
was a
great
wild card.
season.
Yeah, and I think it's also cool seeing
Oh, yeah.
like veteran QBs like Tom Brady and Matt Stafford kind of getting. I guess this wasn't really a second chance for Tom Brady considering what he did in New England, but for Stafford, it was almost like a second chance. Like, you struggle with this team. You did all you could with what you had, but
Yeah, I
you give
mean,
him some talent. Look what he can do.
yeah. If
Yeah.
if it wasn't already obvious, it definitely proves that Stafford was definitely not the problem in Detroit, and it was just a issue of coaching and lack of talent. Because
Front office, I'd say.
yeah,
Um,
I think you can pin that on the front office. Yeah,
I would like to touch on the Aaron Donald factor, and I'd like to say, like, if he were to retire, I mean, well, first off, he has a great legacy himself, but I also like to say, you know, looking at the Rams and their cap space, I mean, if he retires, they save a lot of cap space, right? So that's
Yeah.
one thing. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a business, and you have to let good players go. I mean, we've seen it time and time again. I mean, the cap is going to rise in 2023. It's going to go shooting through the roof in 2023, but it's 2022, so we're not quite there yet. The cap is most likely going to hit 250 million by 2025. So players are going to be able to be paid more, but we're not there yet. So at the end of the day, it's a business, and hey, maybe it does help the Rams in that sense. But I'm sure the Rams want him back another year.
Yeah, they definitely would prefer to have him back, but
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, multiple time defensive player of the year winner, now Super Bowl champ. So good job for Aaron Donald. I think he's deserved this ring. Yeah, so I think phenomenal season for both teams. Sad it had to go out like this for the Bengals, but good job of the Rams. I mean, they definitely capitalized on their window, which was now.
Yeah. Good NFL season too. But yeah, sad it's over. Shout out to everyone.
Thanks.
Before we let Thayer go, we got to touch on another NFL subject here. Next year, blah, blah, blah. Thayer's a Niners fan, likewise as me. But Thayer, what's the future of this Niners team? Obviously, looks like Jimmy Garoppolo is most likely going to go to another team. Great job he did with the Niners. Great career. But it looks like it's trade time. So what do you think?
Yeah, it looks like they're going to trade him by March 16th. That's what we hear, or on March 16th.
Wow.
Around then, that's a report that came out today. I will say, look, this guy came in when the Niners were winless, right? They were 0-8 at the time. And 0-8 or some maybe 0-9 even. But
yeah,
when this guy came in, you got to remember this team was in the dumps. He said, Jimmy Garoppolo even came out and said, he's like, I want to leave this place better than when I found it. And he did just that. I mean, he led them to a Super Bowl and an NFC championship loss. So this guy really had some bright moments. I just think in today's age, he's just not what the Niners need, not what any NFL team is exactly looking for. You need like I said, offense, like I said earlier, offensive lines have never been worse and defensive lines have never been better. You have to be mobile, and he's not that. Regarding the Niners' future itself, look, they went all in to get Trey Lance for a reason. They think he's the guy. Some people say, "Oh, Mac Jones, you could have given up less and you would have kept more picks." But have we really seen enough from Mac Jones yet? He's in arguably the best system, and we've only seen 1 year. So I'd like to see in a couple of years and see how Mac Jones turns out.
And we'll see
My
how
thoughts on.
go ahead.
I was just going to say, like, Trey Lance, I think what I saw in that Texans game in the second half was awesome. You got to remember, this guy has two starts under his belt, right? He has played less than the rookies this year. So he needs time. Even Mahomes was a little shaky right off the bat.
Yeah.
When he sat behind Alex Smith and then came in. I think the future's bright. I think Trey Lance is going to do really well. I don't think we're definitely not outright favorites to win the Super Bowl next year, but I put the Niners up there with a legitimate shot at it. You saw what Joe Burrow did. You saw what the Bengals did. The Niners roster is better than the Bengals. So you never know. And hey, we got Kyle Shanahan as a coach. So
yeah, way better coach as well.
Yeah, although I have to give Zach Taylor some credit. I mean, he did a phenomenal
for
job
sure.
this year, especially with the stuff with the problems, the offensive line issues. He did a really good job of kind of bringing that team together and propelling them through the playoffs to the Super Bowl. Although I did give him some heat earlier for his play calling, he is one hell of a coach. So I like where this team's going. I really do see the 49ers. I actually see them winning the division next year.
There's a rumor that when the Bengals arrived to the game today, they had to ID Zach Taylor because the security guard didn't know who he was because he's just so.
Oh, really?
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just made it up.
Okay,
He's just so random.
Rumors, fake news.
He's just so random.
Fake news.
You just forget that Zach Taylor's even a real human.
Pretty random.
Just Zach Taylor. But
Oliver, you're quiet. Oliver, you're quiet, bro. Speak up. I want to hear what you got to say about the Niners.
About the Niners?
Yes.
Well, I was just you talked about Mac Jones for a second, so that piqued my interest. But I was just gonna say it's interesting to see how Mac will do with the absence of his main play caller, Josh McDaniels. Because and apparently Josh McDaniels took most of the Patriots offensive coaches to Vegas with him. So I don't know what's gonna happen. And Joe Judge came back, so that could help. But I don't know. But for the Niners, man, I think it looks bright. We don't know what Lance is gonna be like. We've seen a limited sample size, but I wasn't impressed that Cardinals game. But the Texans game, he did show flashes like that. That throw to Debo was nice. That game definitely showed his potential.
Yeah.
And the roster is set to win now. It's not like it's in a few years it'll be good. It's a team that is a quarterback away, and that quarterback you could potentially just have lying in your hands. So
I know that. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think you could add another receiver. Although you have 3 good ones if you count George Kittle that are I heard a lot of good things about Juwan Jennings from Niners fans this year as well, but we'll see. And then secondary definitely needs help. So I think, you have a good foundation. You just need to add some pieces. You don't have a first round pick, which sucks, but add some pieces.
Or next year.
Yeah, add some pieces in free agency and hit on your later round draft picks. But and hope Lance does well. But I think other than that, you're in a pretty good spot.
I would like to jump in and just say one thing about the Niners team as a whole and trading Jimmy and all. And this quarterback draft class is very poor coming out of college. And so there are a lot of rumors going around. The Niners might even be able to get a late first round for Jimmy, which is quite a stretch. Let's just be real. But they should probably be able to get a second round pick for Jimmy Garoppolo. And that would be huge. Having 2 second round picks. Those are 2 picks that can be used for, very good players. I mean, It doesn't have to be a first round pick. Look, Elijah Mitchell was a 6th round pick, right? From a small school.
And
Debo Samuel was a second rounder. So
second round picks actually hit quite often. They're not it's kind of just like a expansion of the first round pretty much.
It really is.
Past on day 3, 4 through 7 is kind of a lottery, but I think the first 3 rounds, you're dealing with. So, I think if you can get something for Jimmy Garoppolo, a second, maybe even a third, then I think you take it. So, obviously, if you
think you get a second for Jimmy. I really think you get a second. Or do you not trade him for draft capital and go for a secondary, a guy from the secondary, a cornerback, a really good cornerback.
Yeah, it's just
a proven quarterback. Excuse me.
Yeah, I just don't know.
DB, that's what we're missing this
Corner
year.
is just so valuable. I don't know if someone would give up one of their good corners for Jimmy.
I stand by the fact that if we took Surtain at 12 this year, and I mean, obviously, we'll talk about the quarterback situation. I think we would have gone farther because we didn't utilize Lance. I think we'd probably have won the Super Bowl if we took Surtain.
You guys realize if we landed Tom Brady somehow, some way, I think we're outright favorites to win the Super Bowl.
Didn't he retire?
I mean,
yeah, there's reports that he could come back.
There are reports that he could come back. I mean, look, never say never to Tom Brady. Yeah. I tweeted that the other day. Never doubt Tom Brady. I mean,
man,
look at the. Go ahead.
I'll be conflicted on the Niners, man, because I love Tom Brady.
Yeah, you don't hate the Niners.
He's a beast. He's a beast.
No, Oliver doesn't like the Niners more and more as time goes on.
Yeah, no, it's just because it's not. I don't hate the team. I don't like the. Besides you guys, I don't really like the fans because they're hella toxic to me at school about the Patriots.
Hey, well, you guys have won.
That's true.
In the last, let's see, since 2000, you guys have won 6 Super Bowls. We've won 0. So you can talk on that front.
Dude, in our life, like everyone talks about the Niners are such a winning franchise, and we really are. But like in our lives, we're kind of a losing franchise. We're 0-2 in the Super Bowl. People don't realize that. Like we're 0-2 in the Super Bowl there in our lives, and in the NFC Championship, we're like 2-5 or something. No, it's not.
One interest.
2-3. 2-3.
I don't know if I call us a losing team since 2000, but I would say, the Niners are interesting because we're not like the Packers where we have like that consistent squad. We got that solid quarterback. We kind of bounce around on quarterbacks. Since 2000, we haven't had one reliable quarterback for a substantial period of time,
Jeff
meaning
Garcia
5 years
is
or
a
more.
reliable QB.
Jeff Garcia, debatably.
Well,
I mean,
Smith, because Cap was only there really 3 years.
and Smith was poor, dude.
Kaepernick
Smith was
the best
poor for
one.
2 or 3 years.
Kaepernick was the best one in his time, but it was just short when he was really solid.
Yeah, it was short-lived. I mean, I don't think anyway. Regardless, the Kaepernick's a whole nother conversation, but no, it was short-lived.
Yeah.
Once teams, that's what makes, a lot of times, especially in this day and age with the technology so great. Once teams, a quarterback can be good, do really well, but once teams get film on them, it really changes things. I mean that's what makes Tom Brady so.
We had Blaine Gabbert running under center for a few weeks.
Exactly.
Brian Hoyer was a starter.
Exactly. Brian Hoyer, C.J. Beathard, Blaine Gabbert. Man, that is a great trio, isn't it? So.
Yeah, when I went to Patriots at Niners in 2016, your starting quarterback was Blaine Gabbert.
Hey, he was good one game against the Falcons or something. I don't know.
Was it Gabbert or was it Kaepernick?
It was Gabbert at the time.
It was Gabbert. Yeah,
Gabbert. It was Brady Gabbert.
Gabbert's their backup now. Gabbert's Tampa's backup.
Yeah, he is.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, and Trask.
Is he going to be the QB next year? But
I think Jimmy could sign like a 2 or 3 year deal with Tampa.
I think he'd go to the Tampa.
Dude, Jimmy will run a team well. He runs a system well. And he'll throw it over the middle nice. I mean, I don't know.
Look, if Jimmy goes to Tampa, I think they get 9 wins. I think they go 9-8. They sneak into the wild card, maybe not. I mean, I think that's what they are.
Yeah, I'm with that. But I mean, yeah, good Niners talk right there. Shout out their catcher, man. I mean, the guy has so much energy, dude.
So the NBA All-Star Game is a week from today, Sunday, February 20th. And we're all good to go, man. 2 players who aren't playing are Draymond Green and Kevin Durant, and they were replaced by LaMelo Ball and DeJounte Murray. 2 young players having great seasons for the Spurs and the Hornets. So yeah, these are the teams they drafted on TNT. So yeah, let's just break down, some all-star snubs and just our overall thoughts on the team LeBron, team Durant, who we got. So first of all, when it comes to snubs, I think it's kind of a dumb conversation because if you snub someone, if someone goes in, someone has to come out. And a lot of people don't realize that. People are like, oh, this person was snubbed, but they won't want to take someone out. Someone who I don't think deserves to be on there is Chris Middleton. He's not having a great season. I think Jared Allen of the Cavs should have made it over him. But yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. I don't have really many snubs besides that.
Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's it.
Well, I'm personally not the biggest NBA fan, as we all know. Oliver knows much more than me. However, Embiid definitely I heard has been the best player all year, and he's on there, so good for him, obviously. And LeBron, LaMelo Ball made it, and he is pretty deserving. However, there is people that have higher stats than him, and some other guys on this, like for instance, Pascal Siakam. He's averaging 17 this year.
I've seen a lot of Pascal Siakam love.
Yeah, exactly. And Pascal Siakam's averaging more than 17. Pascal's averaging 22.1. But for me, the biggest snub by far, and there's no question for me, is he's a better guy than he is player. And that's saying a lot because he's a great player. Jaylen Brown, he averages 23.5 points a game. And I'm just really shocked that he made it. I mean, there's guys that, I'm not going to lie, I never even heard of that made the All-Star team over Jaylen Brown. Sir, who the hell is Darius Garland. Like, I just don't know who you are, man.
You know who Darius Garland.
I know. I'm obviously kidding for all those who are wondering. Darius Garland's on the Cavaliers, but like, I'm just imitating the great Flight React.
Conference from the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Nice.
Darius Garland.
Nice.
Who? Winston, you said made it.
Who? Nice.
Winston.
Who?
Third season in the league for Darius Garland in his first all.
Bro, who the hell is this?
Darius Garland actually has had a good season, but I just feel like Jaylen Brown has been really solid. And if you're gonna have guys, you got to go by the stats because JB's been great this season.
Yeah, I think Jaylen Brown is definitely in the conversation. I mean, his teammate Tatum made it in. Although Tatum had a rocky start, Jaylen Brown was their best player in the beginning of the season, but Tatum has been their guy recently. But yeah, I think Jaylen Brown definitely gonna make it. But guard is just such a stacked position in both the conferences. But yeah, Jared Allen's my biggest snub. Jaylen Brown for you.
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, no, he's averaging a lot too, 22.7.
True, but I think he's injured right now. Also, yeah. But looking at the team, I think LeBron's team is just far and away better. I mean, Durant isn't playing, so take Durant out of the equation here. It's Embiid, Morant, Tatum, Trae Young, and Andrew Wiggins starting versus Giannis, Curry, LeBron, Jokic, and DeRozan. So you have LeBron and Giannis, who I think are the two best players in the game, because I put Katie up there too, but he's not even playing. So, and then Curry, best point guard in the game, Jokic, the best center in the game. So it's just like a bunch of top tier players, and then you have Luka on the bench. I think Durant's bench is a bit better. And I thought, did you see the Harden thing? How neither LeBron wouldn't pick him because he wanted KD to pick him because they have, I guess, some beef now because Harden wanted out of Brooklyn, but Durant just refused to take him. So LeBron got Harden with the last pick. So James Harden was the last pick in the All-Star draft, which is it was really funny.
I love between them all. And
yeah.
Another thing is, I was gonna mention to you. What was it? I'm sorry.
Was it about Wiggins?
No, it was. Oliver, did you know Gary Trent Jr. is averaging 18.6 points this year?
Dude, Gary Trent has been a madman. He went on a streak where he scored 30 points in 7 straight games or something.
That's awesome for him, My grandfather saw him at a Burger King once, so it's pretty cool.
It's kind of dope. But yeah, it should be fun. All-Star game I think NBA All-Star game is the best out of every sport. It's so fun to watch.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And same with slam dunk contest and 3-point contest. And actually, while we're at it, let's break down who we think is going to win those. All right, let's break down who we think is going to win each of the contests: skills challenge, 3-point, and dunk contest. So first 3-point contestants are second-year player Desmond Bane from Memphis Grizzlies, Luke Kennard for the Clippers, Levine from the Bulls, CJ McCollum now for the Pelicans, Patty Mills for the Nets, and Cat from the Wolves, Van Fleet from the Raptors, and Trae Young from the Hawks. So
Karl Anthony Towns representing the big man in the
for real, we got some hate right here from this guy. But I mean, statistically, Karl Anthony Towns is the best 3-point shooting big man of all time. So I think he deserves to be there, and I think he'll handle himself here. But percentage wise, Luke Kennard actually shoots the best from 3. So I think he's a sleeper in this. Obviously, Trae Young is probably known as the best shooter here, but he's actually the least efficient out of these guys. But that's obviously due to volume. But I mean, I think a sleeper is Desmond Bane. I'm gonna go Patty Mills to win the 3-point contest. How do you feel?
Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, Trae Young. Wait, sorry. If I'm not mistaken, I believe that the finals is 3 people, of the 8. So personally, I like the finals to be Trae Young, Luke Kennard, and not CJ McCollum, and Zach LaVine. Levine, I think he is a sniper, man. He really can shoot the ball. Lights out.
Yeah, he can dunk it, man.
Yeah, I like Levine. Kennard, as you said, is a little upset. I don't like him to win. I like him to get second. I actually like Levine to win it all. So yeah, that's my pick.
All right, sick. There you
He's
have it from
good
us.
basketball. And Levine would be the first to win a 3-point and dunk, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, probably. I mean, maybe not, but I wouldn't doubt that. And quickly, dunk contest is Jalen Green, Obi Toppin, JTA baby, and Cole Anthony. I think Cole Anthony's gonna finish last. You don't even see it. I didn't even think he had that much bounce. JTA I think is a sleeper, but I got Obi Toppin in this one. Although Jalen Green I think will come in second because he's just so crazy athletic.
Yeah, we saw Obi Toppin in the dunk contest last year. That was kind of it wasn't the best.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I actually like Juan Toscano Anderson. Obviously I am a Warriors fan. However, I like Juan Toscano Anderson to take care of business because I don't know. I think I've seen some posterizers that guy has had on the Warriors, and we've seen him for a while. He went to Castro Valley, which is in our area, so good for him. I'm gonna go
Marquette.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change my pick because I remember Obi Toppin wasn't great in last year. I'm gonna go Jalen Green to win it with JTA finishing second, but I'm rooting for JTA all the way. We haven't seen a Warrior in the dunk contest in a while.
Yeah.
And real quick, the Taco Bell skill challenge, the least famous out of the three, but it's also fun. They're doing a new format this year in teams. Not sure how it's gonna work, but just based on what it usually is, the combination of passing, shooting, and dribbling. I like the Cavs team just because Jared Allen, I think, will be their weak link here, just because that's not his game. His game is blocking shots and rim running, but they have really good shooting with Darius Garland and a good passing big in Evan Mobley. So I think this team will be pretty good. What about you?
I think I am 100%. No, I personally like the rookies to win. Josh Giddey, Scotty Barnes, along Cade Cunningham. They kind of got a mix of everything. Cade Cunningham's a very skilled dribbler, passer. At Oklahoma State, he was an amazing passer. And then I could see Josh Giddey playing pretty well and Scotty Barnes. So I like them to win it. The Antetokounmpos, this is also so hard to predict because
it's impossible.
Not really based on
Kostas Antetokounmpo robbed, but
oh yeah, there's 4 of them. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy genetics.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah, so there you have it.
Damn, I didn't even realize there's 4. So we saw the Super Bowl halftime show today. It's kind of like a 90s hip hop throwback. And I actually, it was like an all-star team. I have to watch it for a second time, but I liked it. What do you think, Oliver? It was Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Mary J. Blige, and Kendrick Lamar. And honestly, the star of the show may have been Mary J. Blige. She killed it.
Yeah, Mary J. Blige was really good. But I thought Dr. Dre was really good. Dr. Dre was doing it all. He was rapping, then he was producing in the background, then he played piano. Dr. Dre is just a super talented human being.
Fact.
But I thought Kendrick Lamar, although it was short, did really well. He performed all right, which is a great song. I think they're all pretty good.
Gave him more,
I thought Eminem was meh. I thought 50 Cent was a cool addition because we didn't know he was gonna be there. And then all of a sudden you just see him hanging upside down. Just like he did in I forgot what video it was, but one of his old music videos. And yeah, I thought it was a pretty good music halftime show. People are saying it's the greatest ever. I don't know. I think people are kind of just like the music the best. I don't know if the performance wise is the best, but maybe music wise, because we got a lot of great songs. And ending on Still Dre was just so fire.
That was fire, yeah. I didn't know 50 Cent was gonna be there either. I guess he wasn't originally announced.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did.
So that was cool. But I completely agree with you on that. Like artist wise, I feel like I knew these guys. Well, I don't even know if I knew them the best, but I think like song wise, we could relate to it the most. However, performance wise, go check it out. By the way, the video I recently did, top 10 halftime shows. I don't think it would be one. I personally think that The Weeknd, Coldplay, all were better performances, more interesting. However, it was probably top 5.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, like
similar like Lady Gaga's or something.
Yeah, I think Lady Gaga's performance was honestly maybe number 1.
A lot of that one was underrated. Like I think about it, I think one person makes it better due to the fact that when it's one person, they get to perform all their songs, and this one had like 5 or 6 people. It almost would have been better.
Yeah, but I also like the diversity of we went from Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg songs. Then we went to like Into Club. Then we went to All
that is-
Right. Then we went to Lose Yourself. Then we went to Still Dre. Like I like how it's just like
This one was more of like a theme, just like 90s California hip hop, you know. And
I thought it was awesome that besides Eminem, and 50, I guess, they were all LA rappers.
Mhm.
But it was cool that
And they
like,
played the song by
yeah.
Tupac too.
Yeah, exactly. California Love, exactly. So they should have brought the Tupac hologram out like they did in Coachella. That would have been sick if all three of those, him, Snoop, and Dre were all performing together. But yeah, I thought it was a really good halftime show. Did not disappoint at all.
Yeah, I
is
got
it the greatest ever? Probably not, but musically wise, I knew all the songs, so I was jamming out.
And I feel like right after the Super Bowl halftime show, you always like, you always look at it and you're like,
There's so much recency bias, yeah.
Yeah, there's reason bias, but also you're like, wait, that just happened. It's so fast that like it's like I wasn't as good as Bruno Mars's in 20 whatever. So you gotta like take a bit of time to digest them all and watch it again. But either way, great job performing. I mean, they're not just performing in front of the entire United States; they're performing in front of the entire world. People don't realize that. Like if you go to NFL's YouTube page, which they have a really good YouTube page by the way, but if you go to most viewed, it's all the halftime shows because people all across the globe watch it. It's never highlights. It's always halftime shows.
Yeah, because a lot of people who aren't even into football watch the halftime show just because they like the music.
Exactly. So yeah, Super Bowl is such an event with, commercials, halftime shows, and then obviously the game.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, the prop bet hit for over on the national anthem.
Because she held that last note, man.
She held that brave for a while. She must have knew about it. And then also the other one was blue Gatorade. And that's kind of almost just betting on the team that you think is going to win because I feel like the color of the Gatorade is just the color of the team. But
I was leaning towards orange because, well, first of all, apparently CJ Uzoma said that the Bengals have used orange Gatorade all year. But then I was thinking about like maybe the Rams will still use orange. And then I saw a pregame video of every Rams locker had a bottle of like Glacier Freeze. So it's like, I guess that'd be classified as clear or Glacier Cherry. Sorry. So I was maybe leaning towards clear / water or orange, but it ended up being blue, which was the favorite anyway.
Yeah. Shout out CJ Uzama. Even though he didn't get a ring, but great season for him.
I got a ring. Oh, no, yeah. Well,
Silly baby.
Yeah. Okay. Outro.
Oh, and Evan McPherson officially set the record for the most field goals in postseason history. So good for him. Only a rookie, and he did not miss this postseason. Pretty good.
He's special. I think you already put him in top 5 kicker, probably top 3 kickers.
If I'm him, just retiring and just enjoying life from now on.
Yeah. Honestly, kicker is probably the one most sustainable because you're so like you're not going to get CTE from it. It's nice.
Yeah.
You make that money and not get CTE. Because if I was NFL, I'd retire like after 2 years because it's just not worth it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this episode. It's February 13th. That's been a long NFL year. I know if you're not into NFL, you're probably a little sick of it. But it won't be in our weekly recaps anymore, at least the main part of it. We'll be doing some top 10s, but not the weekly recaps. So that's good. And NBA fans, tomorrow night we have a huge guest coming on to talk to us. We'll upload it midweek probably. I doubt we don't need to upload it tomorrow night. We'll probably upload it Tuesday night or Wednesday.
Yeah,
night.
we'll space them out a little bit. Give this episode a little time to breathe.
But we're not going to tell you guys who it is just yet. But if you go
follow Instagram.
He has a ton of Instagram followers or Twitter followers.
Yeah, 700,000. So
700,000. Great guy too. Nice guy. And I'm excited we're excited to show you guys it.
Yeah, super excited for that.
So yeah, we'll see you guys next week together midweek for that interview.
See you guys after the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah, I hope you guys have a good week.